sheet and set up a video for a fire skink. So let's just get right to it. So we'll learn some facts about a fire skink. Their size can get from 10 to 14 inches long. They have a beautiful fire pattern. That's why they have the name fire skink in it. It has a beautiful fire pattern in it, and let's take a look at a fire skink right now and just take a look at how it looks. And this is just mine. That's his fire pattern right there. And then they have a gold brownish background. They have little black and they have little black legs with little blue dots. And then their tail goes on, but the tail changes a bit to black and blue. It's very interesting. So let me just turn on the light there just to make sure we got some light. He's a good boy. Everyone asks, how do you tell the sex of it? That's a totally different story. There hasn't been any really true way to tell the sex besides looking at size. Normally the males have a bigger head. They have a little bit of darker color to them. That's really it. A fire skink will eat many different types of things. From 1 to around 10 inches long, he can eat megaworms, or she. If it's smaller than that, I would not recommend giving it a megaworm or superworm it's called, for they can choke on it, or again, megaworms can hurt the lizard itself, so let's just not try giving it megaworms in any way, unless it really likes them when it gets older. It'll eat earthworms. They will eat, another major thing is crickets. You definitely have to throw crickets in their diet. You have to powder them with calcium, and if you wish, there's some other vitamins and stuff where you could gut load them in what you wish. And we'll show you all the other products of what you're going to need for the tank. We're just going to keep going on with facts. Give them a nice sized water bowl. Always spray the tank down at least twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. Make sure it's wide enough for them. Sometimes they do like to jump in and take a bath. So make sure of that. Some types of substrate or bedding, use a soil mixture, which is what I found was incredibly helpful, or you can mix different types of bedding. If you're looking to use a wood chip type of bedding, I would not really recommend it, for it does not hold a lot of humidity, and you do need a lot of humidity in the cage. So that's really out of the question, is the wood chips and everything. If you're looking to put plants in there, do add some topsoil into the substrate. It helps the plants grow. It doesn't really affect the skink in any way. Just make sure that this topsoil does not hold any chemicals, any extra thing for plants growth or anything, or it could hurt the lizard itself. The temperature in the cage should be between 80 to 85. The lowest it could probably get is 76, if it's really that bad. And really don't let it get above like 100 degrees. The basking spot should be around 90 to 95. And at night time, it could be just lowered right down to 75. And in the cage, you could have like a warm side and a cold side. So that always works. The lifespan of a fire skink now is really interesting. It's can be from 10 to 20 years. It's just really difficult to picture this little guy living for 20 years, but it has happened. So now, fire skink love to dig, and you're going to need a lot of bedding. You're going to need at least like 3 to 4 inches of bedding in there. It's going to have to be a bit wet, not like soak it, but just wet for when they like to shed. They just move around the dirt a lot, and it just comes right off of them with the water sinking into their skin, or scales or whatever. The cool thing about a fire skink is they're like between snake and lizard. They act more like a snake, but it has the body of a lizard. It's really interesting. It's like 2 in 1. They are active during the day, and they do need UV lighting about 12 hours a day. That's really it. If you guys have any other questions about a fire skink, if I missed anything, please do ask. I get questions all the time about this, so let's get right to the setup video, and yeah, that's really it. Hey guys, we're back, and so we're gonna go right to the necessary requirements for a fire skink, and he's right in there. I just leave him in there for a little bit. Now, heating wise, you do have a couple of little options. Most people like to use bulbs for heating. I do both. I have a heating pad under here. It is very helpful, so I do recommend a heating pad. Like, I always have one side could be hot, the other side could be cold. Half the time, the skink is going to be underneath the dirt, so you won't see them too much unless you put out a bowl of worms or something. You'll see them come out all the time. Sometimes at nighttime, you do get to see them. It's very interesting why they come out when they're not even nocturnal. But, yeah. So, what you're really going to need, first of all, is at least a 20-gallon long. Now, it can't be any smaller. You can't have like a 20 high. These guys like to be stretched out and like to be nice and large. 30-gallon or even bigger is fine as well. The bigger, the happier. Alright, so let's get right to a couple of different products. For bedding, which I use is by Zilla. This is Jungle Mix. It does help to keep the humidity high. It's very helpful. And I always mix the bedding with some topsoil for my plants. And I do use live plants in my tank. If you're looking to keep plants in there, where you're going to put your plants in your tank, put the topsoil towards where the plants are. Another thing which is really recommended is a cave. This is just one of my hideaway caves where you can put it right in, and I can see what he's doing from the inside. And it's magnetic, so I put that in there, and then I just put a cover top, and I can take this off and on whenever I feel like, so I can see them. You're going to need a temperature gauge, just to see what it's like in the cage all the time, and a humidifier gauge. A background is optional. In my experience, I think that they feel a little more at home. And then these are some other recommended products. These are little mealworm dishes. You can get them for like $2 at your pet store. They do love mealworms and waxworms or